Michelle began as a joke that Paul McCartney used at Liverpool art school parties during the Beatles' earliest days. John, who attended the Liverpool College of Art, brought Paul into a slightly older and more bohemian crowd. Paul would sit in a corner wearing a black turtleneck, holding an acoustic guitar, and trying to look mysterious and vaguely French while singing made-up French sounds. The tune's fingerpick guitar pattern was also influenced by Chet Atkins' trombone. At first, it was less a love song than a teenager's comic attempt to look sophisticated. Years later, while the Beatles were looking for material for Rubber Soul, Lennon remembered Paul's old French routine and encouraged him to turn it into a proper song. Because Paul didn't really speak French, he contacted Jan Vaughan, a French teacher married to his school friend Ivan Vaughan, the same friend who had helped bring Paul and John together in 1957. Jan supplied the French name and the rhyme behind the title, then translated Paul's idea that the words fit together well. The romantic character was fictional, but some of the song's most recognizable language came directly from this unusual bit of outside help. Paul's verses still needed a contrasting section, and Lennon provided it after listening to Nina Simone's recording of I Put a Spell on You. The repeated declaration of love in Simone's performance gave John the idea for the song's bridge. It was a relatively small contribution, but it changed the emotional temperature of the whole piece. McCartney's verses feel controlled and carefully dressed up, while Lennon's section drops the pose and becomes almost desperate. A fake French party number had somehow absorbed a trace of Nina Simone's blues without losing its light, elegant surface. The band recorded Michelle at EMI on November 3, 1965, completing the track through afternoon and evening sessions. Paul handled the lead vocal, acoustic guitar and bass, John and George added guitars and backing vocals, and Ringo played drums. One of the recording's most memorable details did not come from any of the Beatles. It was that their producer, George Martin, composed the melody of Harrison's guitar solo. Martin later explained that he showed Harrison the notes and quietly followed along on piano while Harrison recorded the part. So one of the song's signature guitar moments was therefore written by the group's producer, rather than its own guitarist or credited songwriters. And the ending created one last strange story. The performance deliberately slows during its final passage, but members of the Overlanders, who quickly recorded their own hit version, publicly suggested that something had gone wrong with the Beatles' master tape. McCartney and Martin explained that the slowdown was intentional and had been requested by Paul for extra emphasis. Although the Beatles did not release Michelle as a single in Britain or America, it became a major radio favorite. It topped the charts in several other countries and won the 1967 Grammy for Song of the Year, so a teenager's fake French party act had become one of the Beatles' most polished and enduring songs.